about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Denver Broncos and the Miami Dolphins. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Williams. And some room to maneuver. And they will finally haul him down at the Dolphins' 36-yard line. 31 yards there and a 1st down.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person,
and this is going to be intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. I'm not sure that you can say that the rain caused that interception, but look, it's clear that throwing the football is going to be tough in these conditions.
No doubt about it, and different quarterbacks handle it different ways. Some guys think the rain isn't a big deal, but wind affects them a little bit more. But you have to wonder, will these conditions hold scoring down? Are we going to have like a 9-6 type of a game? And then the pressure goes on the punters, who often hold for field goal attempts. Can they handle the snap and get the ball down so they can kick it?
They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. They find some open field here. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Dolphins use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
There's Wilson to throw. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson, and that'll be incomplete. Albert Okuwebunam, the intended target, but now it's 3rd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Hey,
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. 4th down. Here's Wilson. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell. This defense for the Broncos, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
2nd down, here's Mostert again. And he'll be down close to the 1st down marker as he gets this to the Broncos' 43-yard line. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Up the middle, Nwangu. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. The Dolphins at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, Head coach told us I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They go play action now. Wilson escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Throwing is Wilson. Forced out to his left. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Noah Igbenogany. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. He got outside the pocket there trying to improvise, and he was calling for the ball downfield, but still the interception.
I think what happened, he did call for the ball thinking that he was open, but I think the quarterback spotted him too late. And that margin that he had on the defenders, that got eaten up, and they came up with the interception.
And the slot man goes in motion left. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Striker, 3-3.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Down.
2nd and 11 now.
Hey, close field.
Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And he's got room. And off to the races down the right side. Past the 20.
Okay.
In for a Miami touchdown. The fans of old school football, they got to be loving this partner. All 3 drives so far have ended in a touchdown, and all 3 on the ground.
And when you say fans of old school football, count me in, because you just don't see ground games dominate the scoring by pounding the rock like this anymore. To me, this is refreshing. Point after point down the middle. And it's now 21-0.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he's going to have a Broncos first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Finding Williams on the check down. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
From the 39, Wilson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
It's not even giving me the option.
And the Dolphins are going to get the football here at their own 23. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Waddle on the jet sweep. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Kwan Williams. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. They're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Steal. Check steal.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. There he goes left side. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wilson. He finds Sutton crossing the formation complete.
14.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he's taken down inside the 30. On 1st down, Wilson. He'll get that complete to Alberto. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
3 yards remain for 2nd down. Wilson. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the 1st half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On it's the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. The kick by McManus is good, and that will do it for this 1st half. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. But Charles, for them, pretty good 1st half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them too.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. On 2nd down, Mostert. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Pushes him over. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They go play action with Wilson. That's complete. It's Okurebunom. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now Wilson on 1st down. Flush to his right. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Third quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. Being chased out left. That's caught left side by Judy. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 45-yard line. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there. It keeps them advancing the ball.
Working with his 2nd and 4. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. From the 39, Wilson out to his left. He completes this to Sutton. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 24-yard line. Play action. It's Wilson. This will be caught inside the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here. These last few plays, they have moved right down the field. And just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard, and he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, second and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
They'll try to run it in. It's Williams.
Oh, my God.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's 2, and it brings up 4.
And now down 3 scores. I don't think there's any decision at all. You've got to go for it because you don't know how many more times you're going to get an opportunity. Field goals, they're not going to cut it in this situation.
The kick by McManus is good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the third quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there.
Mostert hit, and he drops the ball.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. It's a big play there for Miami. I think you can make a fair case for Tyreek Hill being the most explosive player in the NFL when he gets his hands on the football, and that was Exhibit A.
Of catching a team off guard because it really paid off for them. They weren't ready for that at all. I know they weren't ready to try and catch him because once he hit full stride, that was going to turn into a big play, and it did.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. And he is going to lose yardage here. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
Ready.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
10 seconds. Yellow, line.
They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Dolphins on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. On a jet sweep, here comes Waddle. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. They try to catch him by surprise there on 3rd down, but this defense, they were all over the jet sweep.
And it's oftentimes all about what you're doing on the backside of the defense, whether it's the defensive end or the outside backer, who's setting the edge. And if they don't get blown off the line of scrimmage, they can really wreck a play. And in this case, they were able to make the tackle for a loss as a result.
Now this one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
You certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this 4th quarter deficit. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. They'll roll him out right, finding Sutton on the out route who makes the catch. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like, they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. Steps, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Third and long, it's Wilson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Keon Carson. And the Dolphins are going to take possession
I read it. I clicked it. Wrong button.
Return there, Charles, on what was a pretty dangerous throw to the outside.
It sure was, Brandon. That's the risk you run on a throw like this. If it's intercepted, a lot of times this is a pick 6. So good hustle to get back and get him down, but boy, that's a throw you've really got to be sure of if you're going to work the perimeter of the field.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, He ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Play action. Now it's Tua. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got it 3rd and goal here as they try to finish off their victory.
Down. Blue striker. Flag blue.
They'll get this to Nwangu. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the shotgun, Wilson. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. It's long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. He's going to let it fly. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Yeah, we kind of sensed that one. He got a little too far forward before throwing, and that one will set them back.
And remember, at the NFL level, being aware of where the line of scrimmage is crucial. And here's the other part. Any part of the quarterback's body that's near that line of scrimmage, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt, so he was clearly over the line.
And the tight end goes in motion left. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. Bulldozes past him. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it's looking like the Dolphins are going to win the football game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. In motion, Hill. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Ultra. Go ultra.
Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you.
But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. And incomplete on the deep ball. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Slot man moves right. Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Dolphins look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and they open the lead down to 25. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Pollard to return from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. That's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 2nd and 10, Wilson.
There's no way. There's no way. It's pass interference. He's bumping my guy all up the top of the
interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
Hey, green. Drill green.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining.
Ready.
Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And some room to work. There he goes, right side. Trotting. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome. But a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Dolphins, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for Denver, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.